We ranked Christopher Nolan's top 10 films, and yeah, we know some of you are gonna be mad. Memento didn't land where you think. Tenet somehow made the cut. And no, Interstellar isn't number 1. This is the list we're standing by, even if the comments catch fire. Let's get into it. Number 10, Tenet.
Tenet. It'll open the right doors.
Tenet might be Nolan's most ambitious and most divisive film. The time inversion concept is brilliant on paper, but the execution left a lot of audiences scratching their heads. The sound mixing made key dialogue nearly impossible to hear, which didn't help when the plot was already dense and hard to follow. It's visually spectacular, and Ludwig Göransson's score slaps, but the emotional core just isn't there the way it is in something like Interstellar or The Prestige. Even die-hard Nolan fans are split. Some think it's a misunderstood masterpiece, others see it as cold and overcomplicated. It's a film that demands multiple rewatches, but doesn't always reward them. For us, it lands at number 10, not because it's bad, but because Nolan's standard is just that high. Number 9, Dunkirk.
The enemy tanks have stopped.
Dunkirk is pure cinematic tension. From the first gunshot to the final rescue, Nolan crafts a nerve-wracking, almost dialogue-free war epic that's more about feeling than telling. The structure, 3 timelines overlapping by land, sea, and air, is impressive, but let's be honest, it's also where some people tapped out. It's cold, distant, and intentionally stripped of character depth, which works for the experience Nolan wanted, but doesn't exactly make it rewatchable. Technically, it's masterful. Emotionally, it doesn't hit like Interstellar or Memento, and in a Nolan ranking, that matters. It's one of his boldest swings, but for us, Dunkirk lands at number 9, respected, not beloved. Number 8, The Dark Knight Rises. This one might be the most debated entry in Nolan's Batman trilogy. Some fans think it's a satisfying finale, others call it the weakest of the 3, and we land somewhere in the middle. Tom Hardy's Bane brings menace. The opening plane sequence is classic Nolan, and the themes of legacy and sacrifice hit hard. But the plot gets bloated, some logic leaps, like Bruce recovering from a broken back in a pit prison, stretch believability. And let's be honest, the clean slate MacGuffin feels lazy. Still, the emotional payoff, the Hans Zimmer score, and that closing scene in Florence stick with you. It's a flawed epic, not a failure. That's why it sits at number 8. Powerful, ambitious, but not quite as tight as Nolan at his best. Number 7, Oppenheimer.
Build a town, build it fast. If we don't let scientists bring their families, we'll never get the best.
Oppenheimer is a towering achievement, but let's be honest, not everyone thinks it's top 5 Nolan. Yes, it's a cinematic masterclass, stunning visuals, brilliant performances. Cillian Murphy is Oppenheimer, and that haunting, spiraling score from Ludwig Göransson. It's emotionally powerful, historically massive, and easily Nolan's most grown-up film. But here's the thing, for all its excellence, it's also dense and emotionally restrained. Some felt distance from the characters, and the second half turns into a courtroom-heavy political drama that slows things down. That doesn't take away from what it accomplishes, but in terms of rewatchability and pacing, it falls just short of Nolan's most iconic work. Number 7 feels right, not because it's lacking, but because Nolan's filmography is that stacked. Number 6, Batman Begins.
I cannot let that pass. If you make yourself more than just a man.
This is the foundation of the Dark Knight trilogy, and honestly, it still holds up. Batman Begins brought a grounded, serious tone to superhero movies at a time when that wasn't the norm. Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne is complex and conflicted, and Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul is one of Nolan's most underrated villains. The origin story hits all the right beats, blending philosophy, fear, and fists with real weight. But let's be real, the third act gets a little murky, and visually, it doesn't have the polish Nolan would later master. Still, it's a bold reinvention, and arguably the reason superhero films started taking themselves seriously again. Number 6 feels right, the beginning of something great, but not quite the peak. Number 5, Memento.
You really want to get this guy, don't you?
My wife deserves vengeance.
Memento isn't just a movie, it's a mind maze. Nolan took a massive swing with the backwards narrative and somehow made it stick. Watching Leonard chase a killer while forgetting everything every few minutes? Still unlike anything we've seen. But here's why it's not top 3. It's more of an intellectual exercise than an emotional gut punch. Sure, it's clever, arguably too clever, and some viewers still argue about what's real by the end. But you can't deny the impact this film had on storytelling in cinema. Without Memento, there's no Nolan as we know him. It lands at number 5 for being groundbreaking, influential, and endlessly rewatchable, even if you finish it feeling like you forgot half of what just happened. Number 4, Interstellar.
And we count these moments.
The first ever to fly faster than the speed of sound.
This is where things get divisive. For some, Interstellar is Nolan's magnum opus, a sprawling emotional space epic that hits both the head and the heart. For others, it's bloated, confusing, and leans too hard on love as a scientific force. We get it. Love transcends time and space. Doesn't exactly scream hard sci-fi. But here's the thing. Interstellar swings big and lands a lot of those punches. The visuals are jaw-dropping. Hans Zimmer's score is iconic. And that fifth-dimensional bookshelf scene? Pure Nolan ambition. But what keeps it just outside our top 3 is that, for all its scale, it doesn't stick every landing. Still, when it hits, it really hits. Number 4 feels right. Powerful, poetic, but not quite perfect. Number 3, The Prestige.
This trick is top-notch.
We need to celebrate.
Now we're getting into peak Nolan territory. The Prestige isn't just about magic. It is a magic trick, structured like one and built to fool you. Obsession, sacrifice, identity. This film is a psychological chess match between two magicians, and Nolan plays the audience just as ruthlessly. Some fans argue this should be number 1, and honestly, we get it. The twist still hits, the rewatch value is sky high, and it might be the most thematically layered thing Nolan's ever done. Bale and Jackman are electric, Bowie as Tesla is inspired, and the ending? Chills. The Prestige is Nolan at his most precise and most devious. It's not just a great film, it's the kind that turns viewers into obsessives. That's why it cracks our top 3. Number 2, Inception.
You bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their secrets.
It's the Nolan film that launched 1,000 hallway fights and endless debates about spinning tops. Inception is both blockbuster and brainbender, a heist movie inside a dream, wrapped in a meditation on grief, memory, and control. The visuals? Iconic. The concept? Groundbreaking. Hans Zimmer's score alone could power a city. But what makes Inception hit so hard is that emotional gut punch beneath the spectacle. Cobb's desperation to get home, to rewrite his past, to finally let go. Some say it's style over substance, but they're missing the point. The style is the substance. It's Nolan operating at full, fearless scale. And even now, no one's come close to replicating it. Only one film edges it out. But Inception? It's a dream we'll keep going back to. Number 1, The Dark Knight.
Kill the Batman.
There was never any doubt. The Dark Knight isn't just Nolan's best film. It redefined what a superhero movie could be. Gritty, grounded, and morally complex. It's more crime saga than comic book flick. Heath Ledger's Joker? Legendary. A performance so haunting, it reshaped the role forever. But this isn't just about one villain. It's about chaos versus order, fear versus hope, and the cost of doing what's right when it tears you apart. Nolan gave us a Batman that bled, a Gotham that felt real, and a blockbuster with the soul of a tragedy. You can nitpick the voice, the phones, the ferry scene, but The Dark Knight hits like lightning every time. And in a filmography full of mind benders and masterpieces, it still stands alone at the top. And that's our list. Maybe you agree. Maybe you're furious we didn't put Interstellar at number 1. Either way, we want to hear it. Drop your own Nolan rankings in the comments and tell us what we got right or completely wrong.
Seems bold.
If you enjoyed the ride, hit that like button, subscribe for more bold rankings, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Nolan's filmography is stacked, and no matter how you order it, it proves one thing. No one else makes movies like this. We'll see you in the comments and in the next video.